guess we're recording.
Is it recording? Okay. We're here today at the Preston Library interviewing Darrell Whitworth from Camasbury, the 12th month, the 3rd of 2015. Where were you born, Darrell?
Here in Hudspring, at the old hospital, 1954.
And who is your mom again?
Caroline,
And your father was,
Clarence, everybody call him Sonny,
okay. I remember.
S-O-N-N-Y.
Okay. And you were,
Caroline is Uncle Pat, Pierre's brother and sister.
and was your dad born here on the reservation too?
Yeah, part I know.
And what did he do? Raise horses, cows, or ranch?
dad?
Yeah, ranch or.
Yeah, ranch, and then he was breaking horse and mules down at the substation in Perma, breaking horse and mules for the state and the tribe for backpacking supplies up to the lookout.
Were you raised on the prairie?
More or less, yeah, most of it, my life, yeah.
And did you go to school out there?
Camas Prairie, Dixon, and here in Hudspring,
And,
then SKC.
and how was your school years?
Okay,
And did you graduate from KC?
no, well, I quit high school in 11th grade, so they sent me to SKC, and then from there they just started that year, first year not SKC, but Tuiga River School. They just started that year in 74 there. So they didn't have what I need to graduate, so they sent me up to Kalispell. And that community college up there, they just started. So when I went to class up there, I was going here and there and all over. And they paid for my room and board up there. I was staying above that Western store on Main Street. I graduated there, got my GED. Then I did a little bit, 1 year of SKC, and that was it. Got married.
And what did you study at KS?
Forestry.
Oh, okay. And did you get work for forestry after?
Yeah, I was working with, mainly fire control, fighting fires, and then logging. I was working on the landing area, then I was hauling timber, logging. Then I did logging all the way until 92, till I had my accident. I was in a wreck with my partner, was logging down St. Regis, and I cut off, was coming back, and I guess he was going too fast on a corner. I didn't have my seatbelt on that day coming back, but going down from the mountain I did, but going back I didn't think I need to, or I shouldn't. And pickup gets rolled, I got thrown out, and he got killed, the driver, Lloyd. And the highway patrol told my brother, my sister Karen, my brother Gordon, that if I had my seatbelt on, I would have got killed that day. Because that cab went all the way down to the seat there. So you go by your instinct feeling, that's how I went, I didn't wear it that day. So I lost my hearing, my eyesight, and I got a bone here stick out some, but ever since then, from the grace of God, I'm here.
Yes, for the grace. Somebody looked over your shoulder.
Yeah. See, my brother Gordon, he was my caretaker, same as my sister Karen. And my sister Karen just passed away. June 20th. And then my brother Gorn, he passed away September 20th,
Yeah.
first, I
I
believe.
read that in the paper about. So you still have a brother, Rusty, don't you?
Rusty and Shay. Well, Shay is his nickname. His real name is Ricky.
Oh,
Then I got a half brother, Bulge. His real name is Lloyd Whitworth. Then I got a half sister, Nada, left hand. And then I got one sister left, Myrna. She stays in Spokane now.
okay, and you live in Camas Prairie now, and what is your history about living there in Camas Prairie?
The what?
The history of living in Camas Prairie.
Well, from there, I can remember even when I went first grade school, Camas Prairie. You know, that whole hillside from this end to the north end, Camas Prairie, on that hillside there. You look up there from the school, look like a lake. It's all of Camas. And it looks like whenever the wind blows, you can just like a lake up there.
So, and Camas is that plant that Camas Prairie is named
Yeah.
after.
And then I was living down in Perma, you know, first grade, and that's when my dad was working at the substation, remount station. And I can remember my brother Gore and I, we walked across that old bridge because we stayed behind the old white school down in Perma. We stayed behind there. We walked across that bridge or get halfway, you could look down. You could see the bottom of the river, and you see those big fish swimming through there. Now you can't. You know, it's a lot of difference from that, you know, and then.
Okay, well, when were you visited by the owl?
Well, from the owls, you know, all the animals, what I learned it was from my yaya. You know, I forgot after my accident that when I was living at the house, my house there now since 95, and you know, I lost memory from my accident, but after a while, you know, something comes along, jogs your memory, and I remember things. And then I was talking with like Alice Ewancorn. I was telling her about the owls there. And I told her what happened to me when I was working at my gateway. I told her that I was working at my gateway, putting rails front, pretty soon daytime, before noon. Pretty soon I heard a whoo, hear the owl, daylight. And I told Alice about it. Alice said that owl was telling me, whoa. And I thought about it, you know, and I remembered that too, because my other Aunt Harriet, she told me that. My mom and dad, they said they're messenger carriers, the owls. And, you know, they're full of wisdom, you know, smart, you know, stuff like that. And so when I stopped, when I quit working, the owl quit. And so I backed up to look at my work, and it was all crooked. And so that's what the owl was telling me. Whoa, you know, so I went back, I redone it, started hurrying up again. Oh, the owl comes again. Oh, I remember, stop. Now what? So I looked back up. Here, the end of the rails was splitting because I forgot to pound the tip of the nail, because when you pound it, you know, it won't split unless you drill, you know. So that's my experience with the owl there, you know, and I remember that. And Alice Corn was telling me too that, and I remember Mom and Dad saying that some owls, well, a lot of them, what we believe is that they're messenger carriers, giving you wisdom and stuff like that. But there's some other people and other tribes, they say that if you hear them or see them daytime, it's bad luck, but it's not. Because we believe that our Creator, God, ain't going to send owl down for bad luck. And my other experience was with a woodpecker. I was cutting wood, and I come back down to the house, started unloading the dirt. I was thinking about my friend Dallas Ott. You guys know her? Mm-hmm. And I was thinking about her. She moved over to Bozeman College here. Pretty soon, heard that woodpecker. I was thinking about her. What that mean? A woodpecker is like a telegrapher, sending message. That's why they go like that, besides getting bugs, But when you hear something like that and you're thinking of somebody, that woodpecker telling you, call them. Call them. And I think, just wait, and got working again and heard that woodpecker again. I look at my time, 12:30. I'll just wait till the evening, give her a call. Start that working there. Then the woodpecker come again. Okay. So I put my axe away. I went back in the house just a little after 12:30. And I'll give her a call, Dallas. Second ring, Dallas answered it. She was just finishing her lunch, getting ready to go back to school. And I told her the owl told me, or the woodpecker telling me. Really? I said, yeah. Well, that's a woodpecker out in the yard. Ain't doing nothing though. I said, what that woodpecker there represent is that you're gonna have a message coming to you. See, that woodpecker telling me over here to call, and that woodpecker over there letting her know that she's gonna get a message. And that's why all animals, there's some reason, if you think about it, it's true, when in Dallas, she said, man, look at what, I just got goosebumps all over now. And I said, so do I, tell the truth. Because when you get goosebumps, like something like that happen, you can feel it and you know it from your heart. It's not a story. It's an event that happens, and it's true. And each animal's got a different way of showing you what love is and stuff like that. And they have feelings. Just like I got a horse, cream mare. She was getting up there in age, and I was gonna have Mike Marion come out there and put her to sleep. So I was gonna call her and, I better go out there and look. She was out there running around, so no, it ain't time for her. And 2 days later, I went out there to go feed, and it's spring, and she was dead, she passed away. So I called my friend Punky Burgess, Alan Burgess, his real name. He came out with some backhoes, dug a hole right there, and we buried her. Gave her favorite, blanket, stuff, like that. And my first coat from her, white sock. She stayed at the graveyard for 2.5 days, right at where the cremator head was. Animals, they sense it too. And white sock, she stayed there for 2.5 days, and the other horse that was there, Brownie, she stayed there, and then she'd go out and eat, then she'd go back, And another thing too is telling Kim, she had a horse passed away, and I was telling her about what I heard too about that, like in the spring you hear that thundering lightning. My yaya, Uncle Fred, even my folks, and other elders, they say when you hear that thundering and lightning, those horses are up there and they're playing around, jumping around. And it made me feel good, it makes you feel good because I believe it's true, And when you hear something like that, it sticks with you and makes you feel good. And that's the way I believe it too. All animals got different way of showing. And just like I was saying, when my brother passed away, I was going to the funeral. I went down at Rebay, going down that hill, I started crying. So I had to pull over. I got this little dog and little terrier and a pole, putt like that, and looked like she got a little mask on her, brown, and I started crying. I got it from my niece, Dacia. She couldn't keep her where she moved, so she had to take her. She didn't want to take her dog pound, at the chair. She's a house dog, though. I said, yeah, right, but she's staying out until, get cold. And, she's in my house now, but anyway, when I was crying, pulled over, that little dog there, and Tyler is her name. She looked up at me, I looked down there, I was crying. She stood up on me, started licking my tears. They give you comfort, animals. Made me feel better, felt good. So each animal got a different way of showing your love, and when you treat them right, they treat you right. That's what I've always believed and what I was taught.
So, are you teaching here in town yet with school teaching your language?
No, because, with the kids, after school me. No, I haven't. Not this year because things were just too hectic for me right now, and so I figured, now I'm going to just take off. There'll be somebody else.
Okay. So, do you speak the language? Is it Salish or
Ponderay?
Ponderay you belong to? Okay.
Yeah, I don't speak the language, but before my accident, I was learning Kootenai, and I was learning Salish, because that's what I knew then, but after my accident, I lost it all. But so, it should be 97. I was laying on the couch, just like having a vision, because I was learning, my culture. I wanted to do something to show it, to pass it on to other family members and stuff. And so, laying there and dance. I heard a voice telling me, dance. Because I used to dance when I was 12 years old when we lived down Dixon. And I thought about it. So Doug Allert was alive then. Johnny Arley told me to go see him, and Uncle Pat told me to see Doug, and so I went and seen Doug. Got some eagle feathers. He had some there, and I had a friend made me a bustle. I started dancing. Start doing the tradition dance. I'm a tradition dancer. Start dancing, but when I started dancing, 98, I just intertribal, dance, and everybody dance in a tribal. But I only do maybe about 2 dance in the grand entry, and I quit because my accident in 92, I felt like everything was closing in on me. People were looking at me, and I kept thinking, those people are probably saying, What's he dancing for? He only got one eye, you know, and I was, you know, cutting myself down, you know, for, I don't know, maybe quit or something. I could only hear out of one side, you know, and I prayed, went to work, and then finally, 98, they're dancing, so it'd be 2004, I think, yeah, 2004. I got lined up, you know, the grand entry at early powwow. That time, before we get out there dance, I raised up my staff stick and I said a prayer. That time it come from my heart. And when it come from my heart, I felt it. And I felt, you know, I was answered. I dance all day, every dance, ever since then. Because when I prayed, it came from my heart, and I dance all the time. But I don't go in contests or nothing, though, because a lot of people practice for that, you know. Me, I just go out there, fun, dance, and then when I dance for Him. From the grace of God, I'm here, and I'm able to keep my culture alive, too, you know.
Oh, yes.
My niece start dancing, my nephew start dancing, and I got some cousins, they'll start dancing, you know, so passing it on.
Check this a minute.
Are we out of memory there too?
No, it's still recording. I just couldn't see the little symbol.
Oh, okay. So, do they all dress with the fancy beadwork and the feathers and
Yeah,
all the regalia, I guess you call it?
yeah, like two of my niece, they're 12, you know, one's, well, both of them now they're fancy dancers, fancy dancer, and my other niece, Camus, she's a traditional dancer, the old way, same as her mom, Daisha. And Aaron, their brother, he's a grass dancer. See, his dad, he was from down Arizona, you know. His dad did grass dancer, so that's what he did. And they dance that way, and they enjoy it. But I got Aaron, my nephew, the grass dancer, he got an outfit too for doing the tradition when he goes out dance with me too, you know.
So, is there a special name for your dances? What is that, for rain or when you go hunting, or special dances for different sun dance or
No,
rain?
no, it's like a sun dance that's different, you know, but like from the powwow there.
That's what I was thinking, powwow.
Yeah, see, the
Dancing.
powwow's what we're doing there, you know, it's like, they just call it like fancy dancer, grass dancer, and traditional, you know, like that, and some of them is like sneak up dance, you know, it's like a sneak up dance. It's, some of them, they say that it's what you do before you go out, you know, go out hunting, or go out the old way too, go out in the war, you know, you do sneak up dance, you know, it's showing you how to sneak up, or, you know, do low.
We get the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's even like a round dance, you know, friendship, and owl dance there, you know, it's like a couple. And doing like with the owl dance there too, it's, you know, the old way too, it's when you do the owl dance there, a woman asks you to do the owl dance with her, you say no, well then you gotta pay a fine. You know, you can say like $5 or something like that, you gotta give $5 to her, something like that. Because some guys, you know, they think they're gonna get, oh, I don't want to get married.
Does that mean then that she wants to marry you?
It's, some say it does, but to me, the way I see it, it's friendship, then work into a relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, then works out and get married. Yeah. A lot of people can always get got different way of seeing it, you know, and like my Uncle Pat, you know, he'll tell me some of this stuff, you know, and I know his way is what he knows a lot, you know, because, you know, that's how we grew up with, you know. That's how come it's important to pass it on, you know, to record and like here, pass it on, keep it alive.
So is Pat with the Ponderay too then?
Yes.
Is he? Because I read
And
about him in the
Kootenai.
paper.
And the Kootenai too.
Okay, and you were talking about your yaya, and did she give you a
Yeah,
lot
means
good
grandma.
grandma, and does she give you good advices lots of times?
You know, my yaya, she couldn't speak English, but her boyfriend, Louis, I think that's his name, all I can think of, Louis or Alex, I can't remember.
Was it Adams?
Huh?
Louis Adams?
No, it was
Alex.
a different,
Okay.
I think he was an Adam too, though, but they were
Okay.
different. You know, a lot of last names all over, but they're not related. But anyway, when I asked her something, she'll translate it to her, and she say something to him, tell me. Just like that one time before I was in first grade, I went up there in my yaya's house. I got to spend a weekend with her and her boyfriend Louis. It is Louis. And no electricity there, you know, just lamps, you know, cherry watering from the well outside. And so the floor was rock, and then a little bit of wood here there, but mainly all rocks, you know, flat rocks, you know. So over them they put, you know, rugs or whatever, you know, or hide even.
Hide.
But anyway, that first night I spent there, they made me a bed on the floor. Yeah, you know, Louis told me you sleep there. So they got in their bed, you know. Blew the lamp off, and pretty soon you can hear those mice running. Oh, I got scared. I got that blanket, I put it all the way up there. I figured they wouldn't see me. They can't see me. I still hear them. Oh, man. I'll shut my eye, then they won't see me. You know, I shut my eye, but I didn't see them. You know, when you're small, your mind thinks different.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty soon, all of a sudden, mice ran across my forehead. Oh, you know, I swear I just jumped right up and I jumped right in bed, right in between Yaya and Louis. They didn't do nothing or say nothing. Next morning, woke up, you know, and asked Yaya. Well, at first I went to the sink. The mirror there, you know, it's one of those, not a regular mirror, it's one of those tins, you know. I looked there, I couldn't see no print on my forehead, because I thought there would be. So I asked my yaya, you got a hand mirror? So Louis translated it to her, and she's using a cane. And she said something to Louis, and so he told me, she wanted to know how come you want a mirror. I want to look up here to see if the mice left footprint on my forehead. So he translated it to her, and she just smiled. I can remember that, just like this last night it happened. And I just seen a big smile on her, and she used her cane, pointed. And I knew what it meant, you know. So I went to that dresser. Then Louis said, she said it's on top. So I pulled it out, got the mirror. I went to where the wash basin was, where the other mirror was. I looked there, brought it back, gave the mirror back to her. she wanted to know if there's any footprints up there. I said, no. None. Good. That means you're all right then, you know. Ever since then, to this day, I've been scared of mice. Spiders don't bother me, nothing, or snakes, rattlesnake or nothing. But mice just send chills up me, you know. Ever since it ran across my forehead, scarred me. That's how come, you know, I always listen to you know, sometimes, you know, Mom and Dad told me, always listen to her, you know. Even if you don't understand, if you ain't, you know, Lou ain't there, you know, point, you know, kind of like sign language, you know, stuff like that. And then so like on Friday or Thursday, Dad and Mom had me and my brother go fishing up that creek, Camas Creek. Yeah, there's good sized trouts in there then. I get a bunch of fish for Yaya because on Friday she's a really Catholic, it's all she eats, just fish on Friday. Mm-hmm. And so then when the rainbow was there, that one day, there's a rainbow. You know, if you run real fast, you get to that end, there's a pot of gold there. Really? Yeah. But there's, what do you call those little people? Those
Leprechauns.
Leprechauns here guarding it. So you gotta be really fast if you want it. Really? Yeah. There was one there. I took off running. Never could catch it. Come back. Where'd you go? She wanted to know where you go. I was too slow, I guess. And then when Mom and Dad come back, picked me up, told them about it. They told me that they were just teasing me then. Oh, okay.
Darn.
Yeah. And we had to pick up my Yaya. And when I was, you know, even before I went to first grade, we'd go down to Ed Millick's store, Perma. And she cashed her check there. They used a stamp, you know, she couldn't write, so they used a stamp, you know, her ink, put her thumbprint on it. So I was looking at Mom and Dad. I don't have to go to school. Why? I just do what Yaya does, you know. And she gets a check each month. I'll get money each month. No, they finally explained it to me, so I had to go to school. I love some of those old stories to remember, you know, when you're a kid, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Yaya was pretty important to you, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Wise. You know, pass it on, wisdom, you know, what you had. We even like Uncle Pat, you know, listen to him. All the elders around us, you know. I'm considered as an elder now.
Yes.
I can't believe it. Because my accident, when it happened, I can remember at the hospital, nurse and caretakers, I went deaf for a while. And then I went blind for a while. And then when I come out of it, I was only deaf for about a day, same as being blind for about a day and a half, something like that. And I was just feeling sorry for myself, you know, and pretty soon I heard the nurse and had a caretaker say, "You'll be lucky if you make it to 50 years old." I'm 61 now, so.
She was wrong, wasn't she?
They were wrong. It's that, you know, and what helped me out too, I got a sweat lodge at my house. And I had a friend, John Stanislaw. He come over there and showed me how to do it, make the doorway. That's the only thing I couldn't do it. So I went and got him, so he did the doorway, showed me how to do it. So the rest of it, built the sweat house. And with that sweat lodge there, I go in there and some people think it's just for spiritually, like church. It isn't. Like for me, I go in there too. It's like to relax, get the stress out of you, get all that tension off you there, plus lose weight, especially in the springtime. And it helps me, that there, sweat lodge there, and I pray in there, like Tupia. Tupia means God. Lem lets me thank you. Every time I go in there, I say, Lem lets Tupia. It's been a while since I come in here and said a prayer. And so I pray, and I don't pray just for myself. I pray for other people, animals. I pray for the animals too, and for the world, for the government, because things change, so much, we have to be able to tell if we're going to have a bad winter or not by the animals, even by the bees. Can't anymore. Like the bees, the beehives up high, we got a lot of snow, If the beehive's way low, the high, their nests and stuff, it's low, it's going to be cold, but not much snow, and so you really can't tell anymore. It's all this hurricane stuff, and, the world's kind of, it ain't like the way it used to be like when I was growing up. Like I said, the river, you could see the bottom, see the big fish. Now you can't. Pollution and stuff. That's why I think it's important, that, not just the animals, but other people share stories, and say hi to them. Sometimes if I see somebody and they look sad, I'll go over there and I'll hug them. And looked at me, thank you, just what I needed.
Yeah.
And it makes you feel good. If you see someone that got an armload of groceries, you go into the door, you go over there and open it for them. It's showing them respect. That's why I think, teachers, all, not just teachers, teachers, it's important, kids, listen to them and get their education. Done?
Batteries. I got to change the battery in that one.
And how was that? Did we have an extra one of those little clips? I call them clips, but in the
Card?
yeah,
I don't remember.
it was 48 gigabytes, so it should have.
Whatever the story you were relating about horses?
Well, my dad, he used to rodeo, bareback ride, had that picture of Dad, homestead. Then my Uncle Fred, they always had horses in the family. Like I got 2 horses at my house there now. And my brother Shay got about 5, 6 horses. And Rusty got 1, and so I used to rodeo when I was in high school, and I even rode a buffalo.
Oh.
First time I ever had one down Plains, I won $20. Hey, $20 then, a lot of money then.
Yes.
And the horses, I was learned too from the horses, not just horses, but mules, and donkeys even, is that they all got important, to do and this and that, farming, ranching, rodeos, and 4-H, stuff like that. And another thing I learned too, when I remember growing up, you know, like from the horses, you know, is that, you know, being strong, you know, the Clydesdale horses, stuff like that, regular horses, and, you know, they show love, you know, you take care of them, they'll take care of you. Mm-hmm. You know, you train them, they even train you.
Oh, yes.
You know, like my dad, he worked with that cream mare, and he was shooting by her. He finally got to where he could shoot off her, and I did with the cream mare. I took her for a ride, had my 30-30. I got a deer, and I shot from her on top of that horse because she was trained, you know what to do, just, be still, like, And, it's like the donkeys. I believe it's a donkey. They're strong.
Mm-hmm.
Look what the donkey carried for December 25th.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The donkey dated way back.
Oh, yes, long. And with a horse, you can tell when they're happy.
Yep.
Their eyes gleam and their tail switches and...
Same as their ears.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The ears can tell, you can tell if they're even scared or mad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They can be lifesavers,
Oh, yeah.
They can, like, if you treat them right, they'll help you out, like if you got hurt or something like that, I heard that from my dad, said that he got hurt one time and the horse he was riding, the fence, and I think the horse come over to him. And Dad put his hand to the stirrup, drug him to the pickup, and so he drove from there and got help, took care of himself, then come back later, got after his horse. So they're special.
Yeah.
That's when I think about springtime, the thundering, the horses that pass away, they're up there playing.
Yep.
Pretty much on horses, I guess you could say.
Well, how about religion? Did the nuns teach your yaya and things?
Well,
Priests and...
they pretty much was, they were brought up to that way, it's Catholic, and even my brothers, my nephew and niece, they're Catholic, but me, it's like, I grew up, my mom and we grew up to be like Uncle Pat. We used to go to his revival meeting, Christian. We go to these, and a lot of people, even my family, got a different way of praying, and saying things, and even me, like, my brother, sister, whenever we get together and have a gathering, they have me to open up a prayer, and we all, say it different ways, Me, I'm a Christian, and I'm happy with that, and the only thing matters, about the religion is that we all pray. It's only one God.
Well, I guess if you have to go, I suppose. Can you think of anything more, George, that we might...
No, I can't.
So.
You don't have any other tales of growing up in Camas Prairie? Just
Oh, did you ever dig for camas?
You know,
That's
that's one
medicine.
thing I never did. But bitterroot,
Bitterroot, yeah.
I have. Bitterroot, you know, it cleans your, you know, that stuff that build up around your heart. You eat it, it'll clean that around there and open up your blood vein. And like, I go, you know, Red Cross, you know, since my accident, you know, they put a lot of blood in me. So now I'm going back to the Red Cross to give my blood. And before I go there, I eat some bitterroot the day before. And they open it up. And first time I went to Plains, she poked me there and got ready. So I'll be right back. I said, all right. So I was doing it, you know, pumping. And she come back, oh, what? I thought maybe something was wrong. Hey, your bag's almost full already. And it was, you know, just 4 minutes, you know, the average, you know, and it was 4 minutes. And I thought maybe there was something wrong, you know. I said, no. I said, man, you really got good vein. And I said, well, I told her what I said. I ate some of that bitterroot, you know. And she said she heard that too before at University of Montana. Some of the students down there, some of that tribe down there, you know, Blackfeet and other tribe, you know, they eat bitterroots too, you know, and that helped, they know. And same as husk. Husk is it's like they call, I think it's in a book that they call Sosa. That's Sosa, something like that. But anyway, husk is, you always find them like up in wherever there's lodgepole in the meadow. That's where you find them, the plant. And husk is, eat some of that, you know, it smooth your throat. If like if you got a cold or a cough, you can smooth it. And then, or even if you got a headache, I even eat that, you know, and or rub it up on my forehead wherever I'm hurting. I take those to, you know, I really believe in them.
So it's kind of hard, I think, now to find bitterroot, isn't it?
Well, it's just in the springtime.
Yes. And when it's blooming then?
Yeah, you know, it's a state flower.
I know.
So that's why some areas you go pick here, one area, and the following year you'll go somewhere else and let that, you know, grow. Because when you pick bitterroots, you break the top off, you even by your finger, put it back in and plant, and they'll replant itself, come back again.
Great.
So that works there. That way it gives itself to build up, you know, get more.
I know there's a big patch up Garden Creek.
Yeah.
Well, over the butte too, we used to be able to look over in the spring, it would be all pink. Over, you know, from the wide over and the behind Chisholm's there up on the hill, it would be just beautiful pink.
Yeah. But when you eat bitterroots, you eat them, pick them before they bloom. Because when they bloom to flower, they're not really good. I mean, they are really bitter then too. And they're harder to peel. Before they peel, when they're ready, they'll just grab the top, peel right off. And then you can clean them, dry them out, spread them out, dry them like I do. I let them dry out, and I have a jar, you know, like a pickle jar size. After they dry out, I put them in that, and I put it by the doorway whenever I go out or something like that. If I know I'm going to go to town, I'll eat some because it helps me better from craving. You get that craving for like ice cream or sweetness like that.
Oh,
So I eat some of that, you know, and that all year round, you know. That's why people grab, you know, get a whole bunch and preserve it. Same as husk.
And people have tried to grow that in like their gardens, and it doesn't grow in their garden.
I know it, I'm always wondering about that, but I don't know why, it's like that, it's, the only answer that I know is he the one got it.
And so what do people use camas then for? Because I think it's spring, everyone goes out and digs their camas.
Yeah, camas, I ate it one time, that was it, because it's pretty much like for sickness too, like your stomach, or whatever like that. And it's like food too. And it helps, it fill you up or something like that, it's just like regular food, you like with bitterroot. It's like when my nephew come up to my house, he had me cut it up and put it in his food, you could eat it with your food, bitterroot there. Chop it up dry, And I think that's what they do with camas too, they could do that.
And when is that good, camas?
Camas is, got the bitterroot, so.
It would be after the bitterroot bloom then?
Yeah.
Does it bloom? It looks like a wild onion, doesn't it, camas?
Yeah, they're also like, some of them is like that, or also those small potatoes. To me, that's kind of more or less what it tastes like. When I had a friend that she never picked, dug any up, so we went and dug some and she cooked it, boiled it, stuff, and then she stayed down in St. Regis, so the next day when she come around to Uncle Pat, they called me, and so I went up there and tried it. To me, it's like potato.
So the root gets pretty good size then, maybe.
The camas, kind of like a bulb, like potato, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get good size. Like wild potato, you don't see them around anymore. Or even wild onion, hardly. You don't see them around hardly either. I remember we used to pick wild onion and potato at Camas Prairie. My mom always,
And asparagus too. You don't ever see that much asparagus.
They're always, everything is changing, and so.
Well, people just go and don't replant it like you did the
Yeah.
So it dies out.
Yeah, and so like when, like the school, Hot Spring and other school, they go out pick bitterroots, with the culture from Mission. Uncle Pat and Tony and Kashula and them, they tell them what to do when you pick them up, how to plant them, and they'll come back, Because if you don't, you just throw it on the ground and it ain't gonna grow again, So that's good that, and they're teaching the kids that.
You bet. It's the same thing you do with horseradish.
Yeah, there's
It's the same thing you do with
horseradish.
horseradish, is you plant that crown back in the ground and then
Yeah.
again.
Well, Darrell, I appreciate your coming in, and I
Yeah.
might want to talk to you more sometime.
Well, that sourberry?
Sarvisberry.
Sourberry?
It's sour, it's different than sarvisberry?
They're the same.
Oh,
Oh,
But we call them sourberry because, they kind of sour taste like. But my yaya, I remember that, she used to, we pick them, and she'll smash them up too, and put it with the food. That's really good. Or even make pie out of it,
yeah.
all kinds of pie, even like huckleberry, And then, I can't remember what that one was, so but choke cherry,
Yes.
they're foods, and they even help you up too, and juniper, that blueberry on juniper. Sue Ferguson, she does that, work with it. That's good for people with diabetic, and sickness too, that works.
So there was a saying that you don't eat white berries,
The what?
that you don't eat white berries in the wild. You eat the colored berries, but the white ones are poisonous.
I never heard
You
that.
didn't hear that?
I have,
You have?
yeah. Let's see,
I'm never too old to learn something.
I think what I heard was you can eat all the purple ones, some of the red ones, and none of the white ones. No. That's just a tale I've heard.
Yeah, well, nobody wants to try the white ones now.
No.
Right, those white ones, it's those kind that you can, they're not really white, but they're kind of white. I can't think of it, but they're kind of like glass type. See right through them.
Oh,
Anyway, you make that Indian ice cream, they call it, out of.
I've seen the what they call snowberries, the little white ones that
Yeah.
still on the bushes when all the leaves are off in the fall. They're called snowberries. I don't know anything about them, but
No, I'll remember that.
You have to research it.
Yeah.
You have to.
Okay.
All right, well,
alrighty.
All right.
Darrell, yes,
Welcome.